Welcome back to another heartfelt episode of Turning the Page with Jer and Gel. I'm Jer.
And I'm Gel. Today we're diving deep into the beautiful world of small things matter.
Absolutely. We often get caught up in the grand gestures and milestones in our relationship, but today we're shining a light on the small, often overlooked acts of love and kindness that can truly make the world of a difference.
It's easy to underestimate the power of a warm smile, a thoughtful text, or a simple "I love you."
But these small things are the building blocks of lasting connections. They're the glue that holds us together even during the tough times.
So stick around as we share heartwarming stories, practical tips, and personal experiences that showcase why small things matter.
Remember, whether it's making your partner's favorite breakfast or leaving a sweet note on their pillow, the small actions can leave a big impact.
Join us on this journey of discovering the beauty in the little moments, right here on Turning the Page. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode
of Turning the Page with
Jer
and Gel. Burr, burr, burr. Episode 32.
Yeah.
Episode 32, and we are titling it Small Things Matter. That's it. Small Things Matter.
Do you know what most podcasts talk about? Does size matter?
What? Most podcasts don't talk about that.
Some do.
We're not talking about that, though. We're talking about the small things in your relationship. Like
small things matter.
No, but like the small things, like nurturing relationships through everyday gestures.
Yes.
Because the small stuff is the big stuff.
Ooh, that was deep.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Well, we are back. We were kind of deciding what we should talk about and what we're going to cover, and this is what we came up with. So I think it's going to be important because a lot of the small things do matter, and a lot of times you can let those things go by.
Yeah.
And you just start focusing on the bigger picture of things, and a lot of times people skip over that, and that usually becomes the topic of arguments or causes of arguments. Is the little things. The little things don't happen anymore. Those things aren't done.
Yeah, the importance of small gestures is a big deal.
Were you going to say impotent?
I don't know. It was going to sound that way, but I corrected myself.
Pretty good.
So what are the small things in a relationship that are like, can you think of small things in our relationship?
Us spending time with each other, doing little date nights.
You think that's small?
I think that's small.
I don't think that's small.
No? Is that like a medium thing?
I think date nights are a big thing. What do you mean? There's
okay. Well, let's rewind that.
Okay. That was not a rewind sound. That was like a robot from...
I think small things are complimenting my wife and saying she looks beautiful.
There you go. That is a small thing, yes.
And your curls have just as much curves as you do, baby.
What? You've never told me that before.
I just saw that.
Wow. Yes, compliments would be a small gesture. That...
if you're listening to this podcast, the hum that you're hearing...
There's no hum. Here, I'll speak
My
back.
wife has a fan that she is cooling herself off with, so...
I thought they got...
That little... that is not anything else but a fan.
Well, I thought that our audience would appreciate me not drip sweating and glistening in front of the camera or wearing my sports bra in front of the camera anymore.
It's getting cooler. We got cooler weather coming. So
yeah, it's coming. Anyways, compliments. That is a small gesture that I do like when you do that.
Filling up your water bottle
I love it.
unexpectedly.
He fills up my purple water bottle here when it's empty. If he sees it's empty, he goes and fills it up with water and ice. It's always magically there on my nightstand before bed because he knows I have to have water next to my to the bed. In the morning, if I'm running late, he fills this up for me. Those are awesome gestures that I love. And I do that for you too if you need it. Like, he'll leave his water bottle on the counter all the time and doesn't take it to the room. And then he gets to the room when we're going to bed and he's like, oh, I forgot my water bottle. I was like, nope, it's on your nightstand. I brought it. Not all the time, but when I realize it, I do. That's a small gesture.
Yes.
These are small gestures that show your spouse, hey, I care about you, I'm thinking of you, and I love you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You getting hot?
No. You can hit me with that. So, some other things I could think of, like things that you do. In the mornings, you'll set all my vitamins, our vitamins aside. You make lit teas. Sometimes she just surprises me with them and says, you're drinking this. Other times she's like, do you want one?
I'll make us breakfast
Yes.
Herbalife shakes. I make sure to get all your vitamins in a bag so you can take them with you. And in the mornings, he doesn't have to wake up to let the dogs out or feed them because I do. So he doesn't have to.
They like when she lets them. They like their mother.
Mm-hmm.
Which she does not claim to be their mother, but...
I am sometimes.
Sometimes when I don't have my towel or my towel is in the laundry, you will gratefully grab one for me, but you make it known that I did not grab a towel and that...
No, hold on. Back up. So we have towel hooks next to the shower, okay? I'm the type of person that I like to use my own towel. I mean, if
she will not share.
If you're sharing towels, ew, gross. What's wrong with you? Dead skin cells?
I've stole her towel before.
Some people don't know how to shower properly or scrub their skin.
You think I don't know how to shower properly?
I wasn't talking about...
Do you think that I don't know how to clean my body?
I wasn't talking about you.
I'm the only one you share a towel with.
I don't share towels with anyone. Listen, so we have the towel.
That's why you don't share one with me, because you think I'm dirty.
No, I don't think that. I just think that for hygiene purposes, you should have your own towel. And I only like to use my towel twice, and then I get a new one.
Oh, I don't. I use mine like 4 or 5 times.
I know.
Maybe 6.
I mean, there are times where I'm like, I'll use it like for 4 days instead of 2 days, right? But for the most part, like a towel has 2 sides. You use one side one day, use the other side the other day, boom. Temper, get a new one. So, anyways, he has a hard time replacing his towel. I noticed that his towel has been hanging there for days, and I'm like, I'm going to give him a new towel. Or he'll put it in the hamper, and he forgets to get a new towel and hang it there for when he gets out. So he gets in the shower, and then, like, sometimes he'll get out of the shower and he forgets. He just stands there. And there's no towel, and I'm like already getting my makeup on, and I'm like, oh, did you forget something? So I make it like kind of funny, but if I realize and see like, oh, he did not get a towel, he's gonna want one, I just hang one for him. And then if he doesn't realize that I hang one, I do say, did you see
welcome
that I hung your towel for you? You're welcome.
Yes.
Because for me, one of the small things is acknowledgement. For me, when he acknowledges something that I did, that's a small, big thing for me.
It makes your heart happy.
Yes. Other small things, like, well, I can speak on recently. So, I recently went to the Aspire Women's Conference at my church. And it's a 3-day conference. It was Thursday through Saturday. So it just ended yesterday. It was amazing, though. My soul was fed, let's just say that. But before the conference started, I come home, and there's like a little bag on the kitchen counter, you know, like a brown bag, like a gift bag, and he wrote on it, and I took a picture of it because I don't keep bags like that, but I do like the memories, so I took a picture of it because I was going to do a post, but I haven't done my post yet because I'm building my post. Anyways, so this is the picture. I'm sure, you know.
We'll have to show it.
We'll show it to you. And it says, Bebe. And I say it like that because that's how he says it. I'm reading it in his tone. Te amo mucho. That's how he speaks. And then it says, these aren't flowers, but I thought you'd like them. I love you. So it was a random gift on, you know, Wednesday, and I opened it. And it's shampoo and conditioner. It's a new shampoo and conditioner. And in cute, aesthetically pleasing to the eye bottles. Orange and pink colors, the flowers. And they smelled good because he knows I love coconut, and there's coconut in it. And so he's like, I saw the shampoo and conditioner on TikTok, and I thought you would like it. Did you? Yeah. And then he's, of course, sent me the TikTok videos, and I watched them later. And I was like, ooh. And I really actually did like it. I don't wash my hair every day. I only wash it like once a week, but I condition every day. I love the conditioner.
Good.
Yeah. Good. So that was something small and thoughtful that fed my love tank.
Yay.
That was recent.
Yay me.
Yay. The other things that he has done this past week is on Tuesday night, I went to dinner with two of my friends, and it was only supposed to be dinner, but then we ended up doing karaoke too, so I stayed out longer than expected. But we came home to drop off one of our cars so that we didn't have to all drive separately to karaoke. And I come home because we had to get water from the fridge, and my husband's putting away clean laundry. That fed my love tank. I was like, thank you. I really appreciated that. And then I had more small things. You did a lot of
those are small things. Those are big things. So
no, that's a small thing. Those are small things that when you add them all together, it's a one big thing. Hold on, you did a lot this week. Let me keep going. And then he also fixed underneath the sink in the kitchen because it's been like I wouldn't say like 9 months probably.
Finally.
8 months, I don't know. Because it was leaking a while back, and it got into the particle board, and it just like sunk. So there's like this big old hole underneath there. So it's not flat and level, so I can't just don't like my stuff all over the place, like it organized. And finally, he replaced the particle board, drilled a new one in there, and now it's all nice and beautiful and flat, and I can organize underneath the sink again. And then he also sealed the sink around the edges because we got a new sink, but it hadn't gotten sealed yet, so he sealed it with clear sealant. I don't know what that's called.
Sealant.
And then I recently bought new doorknobs because we have gold doorknobs, and I wanted to convert them to black. And he started putting all those, so he got, out of all the doors, he got like 3 or 4 doors done. I was like,
who is this man?
I did. I was like, who are you? What have you done?
Where's my husband?
Because I've been asking for a while, but for the sink part anyways. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I hugged him and I jumped for joy, and I was like, I feel really loved right now. And I think you just laughed because, like, what woman feels loved when things around the house get done? Me. Me. You want to show me you love me? Do something around the house, and I'll love you. I love you more. So yes, you definitely did these small. I mean, it is a small thing. Putting doorknobs in, and that's a small gesture. You didn't have to do that. You could have. And on a work night, like, you're gonna wait until the weekend.
Hey.
I'm just saying. There was a lot of small things that you did and that were thoughtful, and I really appreciate it. And I know you know that I appreciate it, but I wanted to say it again. Because I really like
Welcome,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So
I like it.
There
Makes
is
you happy.
there is power in thoughtfulness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Small acts. Because I think those small acts brings us closer together, and it also strengthens our relationship.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to do more things for you when you do things for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, he did this for me today. How can I one up him? I'm just kidding. I don't want to. But I do think like, oh, he's been doing a lot for me lately. What can I do for him? And sometimes I don't even know. Sometimes I don't know what I can do for him. So I'm like, so I'll ask. Like, what can I do for you today, baby? What do you need this week? Do you need anything from me? I haven't asked you recently, but I have. But I did. I have done it.
Yeah.
If I run out of ideas, I'm like, what do you need? Don't give me that look.
There's one thing a man needs.
Anytime I ask, it's always the same thing. Like, I don't even know why I bothered to ask.
See? I tell you, that fixes everything.
It does
everything. If I have a flat tire and I'm frustrated for the day, it fixes it.
So you say, but it does not.
If I've had a really bad day and I get fired, it fixes it.
No, it does not. You cray.
Anyways, yeah, I think the power of thoughtfulness is very important because we have to keep each other in what am I trying to say?
In the forefront.
Yeah, like if I'm not doing
Each
things that I
needs.
know that are going to make you happy or cheer you up or make you excited, because I knew the first thing so I had installed them the night before. She was out. She didn't get to see him till she got home, and she didn't notice him till the next day.
You're talking about the sink?
No, the
doorknobs.
But I knew as soon as she was going to notice him, her first thing is going to be, baby! She starts yelling, right? She starts screaming, baby! Baby! Oh my gosh! She gets all excited.
I do.
So, the sink, when I did the sink the other night, like, because you can't see that until you open the doors and stuff.
Right.
She did notice the seal around it right away.
Yeah.
And she's all, oh, babe, you did that. And so I had dishes in the dishwasher, but I hadn't started it yet because I was like, I wonder if I can get her to open up the cabinet and see it herself without me telling her that I did it or sending her a picture. I was thinking of sending her a picture like when I left to go to church. Oh, hey, do me a favor, look in here or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to hear her yell, so.
I'm surprised you didn't even record it.
No. That was a personal moment. It was fun.
It was. And he's like, babe, can you get one of the dishwasher pods and put it in the dishwasher? And I was like, you put dirty dishes in the dishwasher and didn't put a pot in? Like, I was so confused. Like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, she's reaching for it.
And I open and I reach for it and I'm like, baby! You fixed the sink!
Yeah.
I was so
Just
excited.
like that.
I really did. Oh my gosh, I already got tears in my eyes because of laughing. But yeah, the power of thoughtfulness and those small gestures, you know?
I think a lot of times we lose the importance of thoughtfulness and just doing small things. Like, sometimes it's just little things of hugging each other and walking by and, touching you and saying, babe, I love you. Thank you for being amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be work around the house or it doesn't have to be small random gifts. It could be making your spouse's coffee in the morning so that they don't have to.
Yeah.
It could be making breakfast. It could be letting your spouse sleep in a little. You know?
She lets me do that a lot. I love it.
Every day. Including weekends. But that's okay, because I'm more of a morning person than he is, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right.
So, what other small gestures do you think people do?
What they do or don't
I know
do.
one. I know one he does for me. he sometimes will go put gas in my car so I don't have to.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And I forget my watch a lot, so he'll grab the watch and he'll put it on me. My Apple Watch. So, he does that. Those are small...
And I don't cheat. You don't love me no more.
I'm like, I do. When he hasn't put my watch on for a while, I'm like, babe, you haven't put my watch on in the morning in a long time. Do you still love me? And of course I'm joking, but it's just like a thing that we do. Like, because he started it, like, from the very beginning, and then all of a sudden he's going to stop. I'm like, what's going on? Is he mad at me? This is different. But it's really, we get busy and we forget, and he's rushing and I'm rushing, so it's not like an everyday thing, but when he does, I feel it.
But that's where the power of thoughtfulness comes in, right?
Yeah.
We should keep those things in mind.
Yeah.
We should keep those things in the forefront, you know. If compliments make your spouse happy, let them know. If it's, you know, doing small things, maybe leaving notes for them or packing a lunch or a snack or something like that. She's always doing that for me. Every time she... in the morning she'll pack me, you know, here's the bar, here's a granola bar, here's your vitamins, here's some cashews, here's this and that,
make sure
to make sure that I'm eating.
And then I'll see him later in the day. I'm like, did you eat your snacks I packed you? He's like, yes, but some of them I left at the office, some I left in the car, but I had this and this, because he doesn't eat that much. He forgets to eat, I should say. So.
No, I think I got myself into a habit of eating till I'm full, where before I would try to like finish everything on my plate, and the other thing is eating fast. So now I eat slower, and I only eat till I'm comfortable, till I'm full. I don't wait till I'm overly stuffed, because every time I would get to that point, I feel so miserable and I'm full and this and that, But now that we've been working out and doing stuff, like, I'm required to eat more, and I don't eat more because I'm used to not eating like crazy, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read these quotes that we found, and I think I really like that one. This one says, when life gets tough, the small things become our lifeline. They remind us that love is in the details. Mic drop. That's like gold right there. Because life does get tough. We have hard days. We have hard weeks, hard months. But when you come home and those small things that your spouse does for you are there, it makes the tough days better.
Yeah.
It does remind us that love is in the details.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Number 2 says, sometimes a warm hug speaks volumes when words fail. Small gestures like these are our love language. Yes,
sometimes all you need is a hug.
Yeah.
You know.
There's times that you come home and you're like, I need a hug.
And then
you want a cuddle.
And then he hugs me and he's like, let's go. And I'm like, no. Longer. I need a longer hug today. So that does. And I do say, I was like, I need cuddle time. I will tell him when I need something. And cuddle time means no phone. And he knows that.
I'm going to start using that. Babe, I want cuddle time.
Instead of telling your spouse, you're always on your phone, get off your phone, I need attention. We say, I need cuddle time. And that is code for put your phone away. It's more loving.
Boom. Good.
Yeah.
It's good. You know, it's good to avoid negativity, negative words, negative, you know, requests and stuff, because a lot of times we'll hear stuff like that, and if it's a negative thing, we tend to see it as bad. You know, it's not. It isn't that it is bad, but we tend to accept it that way for some reason. You know, try to keep things positive. Try to keep things life-giving when you're requesting things and you're sharing things, and
exactly.
You know, how you say things is important.
How you wake up in the morning and how you treat your spouse in the morning sets the tone for the day, sets the tone for the week, sets the tone for your relationship. So I would say wake up and choose a better tone if you are struggling.
Yeah, I like it. True. You choose your tone for the day. I mean, a lot of times maybe we wake up tired, or we choose, we might not choose how we feel, but we definitely choose our attitude. We choose how we're going to move forward throughout the day. So
that's true.
That's always a choice. The way I treat you is what I choose. The way, I respond to things is the way I choose. So.
And sometimes I don't respond very nicely. Like, I'm in school again Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 5 to 8, and it's online, synchronous. I gotta log in, have my camera, everything. And it was on a Monday, and I was taking the final, and he comes home, and I'm in class taking my final, and as soon as he walks in the garage through the garage door, I thought he was gonna say something like, "I'm home," and the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, "Babe, I'm taking my final. Do not say anything." And it was like in that tone, right? Isn't that what I said?
Exactly.
And he was like, "Okay," like, because normally he'll come home and he'll kiss me and I'll kiss him, but I was like all stressed and like in a mood, I guess. And then later, he didn't want to cuddle with me.
No, it was like right away. I was like, okay, I won't say anything. So I dropped my keys in the basket. I dropped my phone in the basket. I dropped my wallet, all that stuff. And I'm not saying anything. So 10 seconds, 15 seconds goes by, and then she starts to realize, oh, I think I was like a little rude and didn't say it. So then she tries to talk, and I'm like, babe, you're busy. Go. I'm not talking to you right now. Don't be trying to talk it. But babe. And then she wants to have a conversation when she's taking an exam.
Yeah, I have 2 hours to do it.
Yeah.
So I can take a few minutes, and then your camera's off.
You could have taken a few minutes when I walked in the door.
I know. I'm sorry. And then, like, after the exam, I tried to hug him and kiss him, and he, like, I did, and you were kind of, like, standoffish. And I was like, I'm sorry I talked to you the way that I did when you came in the door. Restart. Come in through the door again.
No.
He didn't restart, but I changed. I was like, okay, how was your day? I did say I was sorry. The one thing about me is I might not always have the nicest tone sometimes. One thing about me, I will recognize or acknowledge when I'm wrong, when I spoke to him in a harsh way, or my words were not as nice, or it's usually within the same day, even within minutes or hours. I'm like, oh, hold on. And then I go back and I'm like, I'm sorry, I should have said it like this. Because that is something I've always struggled with in all of my relationships, is being harsh and my tone. And I think it's because I'm a Blaxican, honestly, because I'm black and Mexican. So I'm like loud on both sides of my family. And I'm like, so I don't know how to like be gentle and calm. But I'm learning. I mean, I have 35 years of experience now, and I think I have progressed and have gotten a lot better because, look, I acknowledge it within hours, minutes, and then I go and
sometimes seconds,
and then I go and apologize, and I think you appreciate that, and you know, like I'm like, you don't take it seriously. You're like, oh.
Well, I know, like when I walk in and if you're overwhelmed or you've got something that's big, whether it's been at work or it's through a class or it's through just the week or something like that.
Or my mind.
I don't take things to heart. I don't take her harshness sometimes just to be like a personal attack. I'm like, okay, something's going on. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
She never does it intentionally to make it like, oh, whatever the thing would be, but it's never intentional. It's her outburst of emotion, and then after she like thinks about it, she's like, oh, okay.
I'm learning to control my emotions and not react right away, which honestly,
Is that hard?
Night and
hard
day.
for you?
It is very hard.
As a woman?
Yes.
Is that just a woman thing, emotional?
But you didn't know me many, many years ago, and you would not have been able to be with me then, because, oh my gosh. Literally night and day for me, y'all. Night and day. And I am so grateful, because I like the person I am now. But that was a lot of work. There was a lot of failed relationships and a lot of God, because I couldn't do it without him.
A lot of sacrifice.
A lot of sacrifice, that's for sure.
What do you think was the hardest part of doing that? Is it because... Oh, I don't know. Wait.
What do you mean? The hardest part?
I'm not going to lead into the question, but... So you said like many, many years ago, like you were a completely different person. The way you reacted to things, the way you would maybe speak towards things, compared to how you do that now, going through that transition, what was the most difficult part, or what do you think was one of the most important things that you had to let go or change? Because for a man, for me, like whenever it comes to humility, a lot of times it's pride that's like, oh, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's a man thing. For me, it's, I guess, not having the last word. You know, like that's hard. Nope, I'm going to finish this. You know? I'm like, I know you said this and this, but hold on. I need to make my point, and I need you to agree with my point. So I'm going to keep talking until you actually agree with me.
That comes up every once in a while.
And it's hard.
She likes to have the last point.
I don't like it.
And she wants you to agree with what you say.
I don't like it. I just prefer it. No, but I do try. I do try. This thing really helped a lot. Oh my gosh, I turned it off for a second.
Yeah, I think noticing those things is important, because for once, I mean, for instance, you're noticing the actions that you make and the things that you do, and how it's how it's accepted by me, or how it might be accepted by Carter or anybody else. So when you take those into consideration, you put yourself in that spot, and you're like, okay, I was a little bit harsh.
I would, yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't want my son to marry a woman that does this. I don't want Jeremy to feel like I don't love him. Like, I do think about that after the act, you know? And so, of course, I'm always quick to apologize and say sorry if I'm wrong. Quick, because I don't like things festering, and I would rather be in a peaceful, happy home than anything else. So,
yeah.
So I make sure, like, I apologize to my husband, but I also apologize to my son, because sometimes I can be a harsh mother, and sometimes it is warranted. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes he needs it, right? But there are other times where it's not, and I'm just having a hard day or something, and so I have apologized even to my own son, and it's just being, like you said, is humbling yourself for the relationship to make the relationship better.
I think one of the biggest things that we always keep on top of mind is that in our relationship, how we act, it affects us both. Mm-hmm. But the way we walk in our relationship as well, our relationship with God, the most important thing is that our actions and our choice to handle things, like, for instance, when you've done that, if you would just say, oh, well, that's how I feel, you know, I'm not going to say I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this because whatever. Mm-hmm. If we don't humble ourselves and we stay prideful in those situations, then we start affecting our relationship with God in those things, and not only with Him, but around everyone else around us starts to be affected by it. So I think the importance of it is we always keep that on top of mind as well, that, hey, the way I treat my wife and the way I love her reflects the way I love God and reflects my relationship with God. If I'm not treating her well, my relationship with God is not good.
Right.
If I'm not respecting her and I'm not lifting her up and I'm not being any type of leader in the home, then I'm failing on every level.
And what is it that I always tell you?
That I am only as good as my leader.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's true.
It's true. And you're my leader. And you lead this home. And I'm only as good as you are. So if you're failing, I'm failing. Because we are one.
I've always liked, like, when we go to weddings or we go to events or we go when you see other couples, right? A lot of times, even restaurants, you can go to restaurants and you'll see a couple people sitting in other booths and stuff. A lot of times, I've always thought, you know, I can pinpoint or pull out a couple that I see just by the wife's response to things and the way she reacts on things.
What do you mean?
Because a lot of times, like, for instance, when we've gone places or you see someone, a lot of times the wife will just be, like, not there, right? Or when the husband talks to her and he's telling a story and she's just not interested at all. She's like, oh my gosh, how much longer is this story going to take? Like, there's what I'm trying to say is the wife is a reflection of her husband. In every situation. It doesn't matter what some people are going to say, well, no, my wife is this and my wife is that, and she chooses. Well, no, you're the leader in your home. You're the one who sets a tone for a lot of things, and your wife is going to reflect those things. If I'm being harsh to you all the time, and I'm putting you down, and I'm telling you things, oh, well, you're wearing that today, and you're going to do this, and aren't you going to comb your hair? Aren't you going to put on makeup? Aren't you going to do this? Aren't you going to do that? Then I'm belittling you in small ways, but eventually it's going to get you to the point where you're completely turned off.
Yeah.
But yet I still want you to be important, be interested in what I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you my story about this and that, and you're just like,
I'm gonna zone out.
Yeah. And a lot of times you'll see that with couples. You'll see them talking, you'll see them having conversation, or you'll see them with another couple, and the husband's talking to the friends and the couple, and you just see the wife there like, And that's a reflection of how a husband treats his wife. If I'm not valuing you, and I'm not loving you, and I'm not keeping the things that are important to you above what I expect or what I want, then that's going to start to reflect on me. Because you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be pleased in the relationship. You're not going to feel valued in the relationship. And once I lose your trust and your security, you feeling secure, not by me protecting her, only that, but in other ways, if she loses that sense of security, then her emotions are going to start showing that. Her value is going to start to show that she's not valuing herself, and she doesn't see herself as an importance or as being valued in the relationship. And a lot of times you'll see couples that are doing that. I mean, just next time you go out to dinner, look at a couple talking and see how they reflect. If the wife is like, oh my gosh, looking at her husband,
we like
she's
to
just like,
watch.
And that's the other side of it. When a husband and wife are out having dinner and they're laughing and they're just having the best time of their life, and the husband's just gooing at his wife like, oh my gosh, look how beautiful she is, and the wife is just there going, So those things are all built within your home. If you're not fulfilling and pouring into each other, then you're going to be walking around empty and I'm going to be walking around full, Yeah. And it shouldn't be that way. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, Forrest Gump.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get. You know why I wore the shirt?
Oh my gosh.
Why are you What? Do you know what this shirt says? Read it out.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. Do you want to know why
That is a show men do not watch.
Actually, I saw on TikTok that men actually do watch this show with their wives. Thank you very much. And it is one of my dreams that has not been made true yet. Has not come true yet. For you to watch all 7 seasons with me.
How many hours is that?
They're an hour each episode.
And how many episodes per season?
I don't remember, but there's a lot. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Because I want you to appreciate Gilmore Girls like I do. From the quirky characters to the witty comments.
You watch the Narcos series with me, and I will watch Gilmore Girls with you.
Deal. I can do that. Wait, how many seasons is Narcos?
Oh, it's a lot.
How many seasons?
Probably like 7 seasons.
No, it's not.
And it's two different. There's Narcos and Narcos Mexico. Now there's a new Narcos that came out.
No, you can only pick one. Yeah. Which one are we watching?
The first one.
Let's shake on it.
Narcos.
Let's shake on it. That's not a shake. Okay, we're going to do that. I can't stand...
I'm getting the short end of the straw.
No, I can't stand the narrator on Narcos. Ugh. Too much narration. Anyways, the reason why I wore the shirt, okay, is because Gilmore Girls is one of my love languages. Okay? And he knows it. And I always rewatch it. I watch all 7 seasons and then I start all over from season 1. I'm on season 1 again. And it's perfect timing because we're in fall. And Gilmore Girls is such a fall show. Anyways, so where I'm getting to is the other day, I come home. He knew I had a long day and I just wanted to relax and go watch my Gilmore Girls. And he already had it prepped and ready to go on Netflix. I was like...
She came in and she's like, were you watching Gilmore Girls?
I was like,
no,
are
babe,
you watching
I would
Gilmore
not
Girls
do
without
that.
me?
I would not do that.
And no, he's like, no, I just got it ready for you because I know that's what you want to watch. I was like, ay, mi corazón. I was like, oh, what are you doing filling my love tank like this? I was like shocked because I really thought he was watching it. So that was another small gesture he did.
I was watching a Mel Gibson action movie that had lots of murder and booms in it.
And then I get home and he changes that, even though we have like 3 TVs in the house. I was like, that's so thoughtful. So that's why I wore the shirt, because it reminded me of that small gesture that you made this week.
Aww. Aww. That's cute.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I like heartwarming stories and thoughtfulness.
But I also want to remind you that Christmas is around the corner and I love anything Gilmore Girls and there's a lot of stuff I want. From Luke's Diner, specifically. I sent you TikToks on it. Please watch. Please watch my TikToks. You know, that's one of the things, okay. One of the things that couples do is that they send each other all these TikToks, but then they don't watch them.
Mm-hmm. We do that all the time.
We'll be laying in bed, both scrolling on TikTok or on the sofa, and he'll send me TikToks. I'm like, I'm right next to you. Just show me. I'm right here. And he just sends them to me. And I don't ever watch. Because he sends me like 40 plus videos. And I'm like, if you send it to me in a text message, I will for sure watch it. Because it's text message. If you're going to send it to me on TikTok, they will not be read. And I will, to remove the notifications, will just go, view, and leave. I won't like view the actual videos. Now, hold on. If you do write a comment on like...
I do.
No, you don't.
On purpose.
I only watch the ones that have comments.
I'm just going to start texting them to you. It's too much work.
But anyways, so some people would say that watching the videos that your spouse sends you is like one of their love languages, because they feel like if you don't watch them, you don't love them. Okay, well, I'm not that. I don't care if you don't watch mine, but I wish you
Yes, you do.
I mean, not to that extent. Like, if I send you something, like something that
You're
I
like,
see...
did you watch it? I'm like, no. And you're like, ugh.
Only if it's like a DIY project for the home that I really loved and I need you to watch this because I need you to like make it happen. Like that kind of stuff I wish you would watch.
Okay. I like it.
But for the most part, nah. I feel like it's a waste of time. So, but anyways, enough about that. So today...
That's all I got to say about that.
So today we talked about how the small things matter. And how the power of thoughtfulness behind those small things matter. And maybe you need to define what small things mean to your spouse because you don't know what it is for them. That's okay. Ask. I'm sure they'll tell you. I'm sure they want to feel loved. So ask them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody has something. Everybody has something that's important to them. Everyone loves little gestures that happen and things that they do. So just find out what it is that you like and you enjoy and express that. Don't expect your spouse to assume or don't make them assume.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah.
So, we appreciate you all listening to Turning the Page, to our podcast here. We would like to hear what small gestures you encounter in your relationship. So, comment, send us an email, whatever, however you want to communicate. But we'd like to know. We'd like you to share. And we would like you to subscribe and like our podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, maybe like our Facebook page, Turning the Page with Jer and Gel. We would love that.
Yes, you can find us at Jer and Gel Podcast everywhere.
Everywhere.
YouTube,
Instagram,
Facebook,
TikTok.
I don't know what else.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google.
Yeah, you can find us on those things, on those platforms, and interact with us. We want it. We want you to interact with us.
Yes, we do.
Share your share things that you go through and share the things that you like and what small things matter to you and maybe you don't have small things that are in your relationship right now and they should be because they are the fabric that makes the big blanket of life.
Okay, now you're doing too much. But I wouldn't expect any less from you.
If you don't have those things going on, make it happen. Try doing those things and make an effort to do it and watch how the reflection is going to start shining bright like a diamond.
Bright like a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you guys again for listening to Turning the Page with
Jer
and Gel. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.